Good day to you. I am at the grocery outlet. I'm about to head in and see what kind of plant-based things I can find, and I shouldn't be laughing, but do you see that red pole behind me? This man just completely backed up into it. I hate that thing. Why do they put these poles in the middle of the parking lot, where when you back up out of your parking lot, that is what it's right there. Even the line ends at the pole. And so this guy, thankfully he was driving like a CRV, and he had a spare tire on the back, and so he hit his tire, and so the back got scraped up just a smidgen. But I heard that smash and I was like, what in the world? But then I knew, I'm like, I've been in this parking lot enough where that thing, it doesn't occur to you that there's going to be a pole right in the back of your parking lot. So anyway, I'm going into the grocery outlet. I've heard by one of my trusted sources, aka my son, that there is oat milk in here for $1. And so I'm going to go check it out and see if there's anything we can use in our off-grid homestead this week. Okay, grocery outlet trip in the books. What did I find? Not what I was looking for. No oat milk, no yogurt that I was looking for, no vegan yogurt. I wanted hot chocolate, they didn't have that. I found some really weird stuff. How about no moo casein powder? No, not casein, whey. No moo whey powder. So it's a whey powder for weightlifting, but it's no moo is the brand. And I was like, well, maybe that means it's vegan. Well, that's not what it means. It's actually casein, only it's lab grown. I don't know how they do that, but they somehow grow it in a lab, just like that chicken that they grow in a lab. That's not, I mean, it's chicken. They grow it from chicken cells, but it's not like grown chicken. So this is the same thing. They take the cells from the whey powder, whatever, the whey, and then they multiply it, clone it, something. Anyway, I don't eat whey anyway, but I don't know if I would recommend that. I don't know that much about it. I don't eat whey. I did find some vegan protein powder at a really good price. They had chocolate and vanilla. And so that works really well when you want to make a shake, then you want to have protein in it, like a smoothie. Frozen bananas, you can or you don't have to add peanut butter, but this kind of has greens in it too. And so I got a couple of those. They were like $6, and they're like really, really expensive in the store. And they're sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, so it's not sugar. What else did I find? Some really good Italian pasta. And the reason why I say it's really good is because it's made in Italy. And from what I understand, the pasta made in Italy, the wheat is not modified like ours. We have all this Roundup Ready stuff. And so I got a good bit of that, not like a ton, but enough to last us for a little while. Some spaghetti, linguine, and shells. I figure it's still white flour, but it is not GMO stuff that they serve us over here. Europe is a little bit more strict with their standards, and I've heard that people that cannot eat wheat here because of what they put on it can eat the wheat over there. Okay, so I got noodles, a little bit of broccoli, but you have to watch. There's so many things that say plant protein, and they're not all plant protein. It's like, it was so frustrating. You just have to really watch. I was gonna get some pot pies that were vegan and plant-based, but then they are not non-GMO. So you always have to watch. Oh, I know what I got. Some keto, and I don't eat keto, but sometimes. I got this brownie mix that was keto, and I'm gonna make it, instead of the eggs, I'm gonna use chickpeas, blend it up, and I'm gonna make those brownies for tonight, because I have had a hankering for brownies, something sweet. Doing the 75 hard, I do get hankerings for things, and so this is made with almond flour. It's completely grain-free, and there's no sugar in it either. And so maybe it will taste gross. Maybe I'll regret buying it, but I'm still gonna try. So I was gonna make pumpkin pie for tonight, the crustless pumpkin pie, but we're making brownies. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm ready to give you the report on the grocery outlet weird stuff that I bought. Okay, so first of all, I showed you this mix. This is a muffin and cupcake mix, which is keto and paleo, and it's grain-free, and it's made from almond flour. I made some of this yesterday into muffins, and the texture of this kind of hard. I really had to do a lot of mixing of it, and I only had my whisk. I don't have the egg beater, so I'm thinking about getting one for stuff like this. But I'll tell you how it turned out. So I know these look kind of burnt-ish because our oven either burns them or doesn't get them done, and so these are on the edge of more toward burnt, but they're not really burnt. They're just crusty. Okay, so they made these muffins, and I will not say that they're muffins like a fluffy muffin. These are more of a brownie texture muffin. And what I use is the flax eggs, because I am vegan, and the extra creamy almond milk, and then I use the plant-based butter. So I knew that the boys wouldn't touch these because I had made the brownie mix, and they were kind of not real thrilled with those. So this is the same brand, and it's essentially the same ingredients. Okay, so I wanted to make this for myself, and so I made them yesterday, and I had two. I ate them after lunch, and they're pretty good. There's no sugar at all, and sweetened with stevia and monk fruit and erythritol. So I will say that I thought they were decent. And then I noticed this morning during breakfast, Greg was eating one after another and after another. And I was asking what he wants in his lunch, and he said, oh, you can put a couple of those. And so I made 9. Okay, so let's do the math. I ate 2 yesterday. He ate several for breakfast, and so I was thinking, I thought I was going to get some of these for myself, but I guess I'm going to have to bake some more for myself. So I sent a couple of these in the lunch with him and Andrew, and I know Andrew won't eat them because he wasn't impressed. So Greg really liked them, and I will say that these are the kind of thing that after they have sat, they taste better. Some things are best right out of the oven, but not these. They were too gooey. They needed to set up a little bit, and so they're fudgy, and yeah, I like these. And so for the price, which was $1.50, which I didn't think, like a regular brownie mix, that's probably average. But for a brownie mix made from almond flour, I was pricing almond flour at Yoder's today. My goodness, it's so expensive. I don't know how much per pound. I would say at least $10 per pound, because the little bag of almond flour was like 20 bucks. And I was like, oh, brother. Okay, so these, it makes it it makes it better for what you get. And I like it that it's not sweetened with sugar, because I really try to do less sugar, or 0 sugar if I can. So yeah, I will buy those. Apparently Greg likes them, so yeah. And I made these brownies the other night. I told you I was gonna, and I did make them with the garbanzos instead of eggs. I just whizzed them in a blender and added those. And the texture of this stuff was really weird. I'll just say it's really weird. It wasn't fudgy at all. It was fluffy. And so I liked the taste. I put walnuts on top. I liked it because I wanted something kind of sweet, but not really sugary sweet. And so for me, I liked it. The boys did not like it. They said it's, lacking that special something. And I know, I can understand what they were saying. So Greg was kind of indifferent, and I don't know, I took them to the potluck and they all disappeared, but I meant for them to label them as gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. And so that's kind of a hard thing to hit all those things and still be actually edible. Personally, I liked them. But you cannot compare them to regular brownies because they are just, it's a health food. So for these, it gave me 3 bags, which it makes an 8x8 pan. And so this box was $6. So it makes 3 8x8 pans. I think that's reasonable because it's made from almond flour. Yeah, it wouldn't be like a steal for a regular flour, but on in a situation where you're not trying to eat a lot of sugar, but you still want something sweet, it's a decent option. That's my synopsis. The vanilla protein powder we have tried. Andrew made a smoothie with it. He put peanut butter in it, plant-based milk, the extra creamy soy milk, and bananas, and it turned out to be kind of like a pudding. It's a very malt flavor of a plant protein. It doesn't taste chalky to me, which a lot of them do. And this one was more expensive. This was $8, and there are only 15 scoops per container. So it's still a lot cheaper than the Orgain. The Orgain is like expensive, really expensive. And this one for sure, this brand, it has the non-GMO project verified. And so I probably saw this, and then I saw that sitting next to it and thought that it was non-GMO. But as far, this is pretty clean protein anyway, no sugar. And then this one we liked. I made a smoothie with this on Sunday. I added bananas, peanut butter, plant-based milk, and this. And I added too much because honestly it tasted too sweet to me. This one has pea powder and alfalfa in it and stevia. So this one has some greens in it, so you're going to get those superfoods. This one everybody liked pretty well. We may not like it as well as the Orgain, but it's this was $6. The Orgain is like, I want to say it's like 20 or 28. It's crazy expensive. And we were buying that when my dad needed it, and it was what he needed, and it was good. And the boys use it because they're trying to bulk up for protein. And I like to add this when I need, like when I need a little boost of protein at breakfast or something. So we don't just use this all the time, but it's nice to have on hand for just in case. So plant-based things at the grocery outlet this week, it was a little more hit and miss. Last week they had the coconut yogurt, the oat milk, and random stuff. So you have to go and check it out and see what there is. There's more plant-based stuff that's in the freezer section, but I am really picky about what I get. And so go check it out if you're interested in any plant-based stuff. If this has piqued your interest at all, then I have done my civic duty, and at least now you know to watch out for that pole in the parking lot. Don't run into it. I'm going to remember that guy smashing into it. It will always stay in my mind. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, give me a comment on what you like plant-based, what you don't like. And yeah, have a great day.